the Electroharmonic Superego Synth Engine, quote unquote. Is it really a synth? Does it turn your guitar into a synth? Kind of. Not really. But there's some pretty cool things you could do with it that makes it sort of sound like one. I figure I'll show you in a few different ways if you watch now. Thank you. So, step one. I mean, really what the Superego is a glorified freeze pedal. Just to give you a sense of the very most basic use of this. My guitar is completely clean right now, by the way. I could just strum that, hit the pedal. Now I have that sustaining chord I just played. I could play over it as well. Literally the exact same thing as a freeze pedal. Where it gets a little more interesting are in a few features that all sort of work together to give it some real special, I guess you'd call it juice, if you know what I'm talking about. One, in a very simple way, it's actually that you have a not just effects mix knob, but also the dry mix. So what that means in practice is you could turn the dry all the way off. And why is that useful? Well, let's see. Nothing's coming out of my guitar. How is that useful, you say? Well, that's actually what makes this really sort of go synthy. Now, maybe if I turn up the effects sound. It's not very interesting. It's a nice little, D major 7, but now that the dry is off, as far as the audience is concerned, I could just play whatever other chord and it'll move there without you hearing the strum. So, that's okay. It still sounds pretty boring, I would say. The thing is, what does kick it up a notch is this next feature, which you probably can't see a damn thing, but it's called the Gliss knob. It does a little glissando. I don't know how it's actually generating it, but gives some interesting sliding pitch bending movements from chord to chord. What you heard before is a very sudden transition, not natural sounding. Keep in mind, I'm totally dry here. I'm very dry. So it does sound pretty boring, but I'll up the Gliss knob and you'll see what happens. Okay. This is Gliss off. I'm now going to go back to that chord with the Gliss halfway up. Yes, gives it some interesting transition, huh? Pretty cool. Still a bit boring, but that's much nicer. But, the third and final thing that really kicks this thing up a notch is the effects loop. You could run effects only through the wet part of the Superego. So right now I'm bone dry. I'm about to go very wet on you. It'll make it very organic moving chord as opposed to this very artificial sounding drone. So now I'm using this sort of modulated reverb. It really gets spacey with it. Now when I go to chord, it'll be even more beautiful. Yeah, pretty cool. You can keep adding more. I have this zoom multi-stop where you can really get wacky with it. I'm going to add a few more effects here. Now we're getting somewhere. Pretty nice. And what you could do is really rip over that, put some dry back in there, have your soundscape going and really make a mess. And even add some crazier effects, really get wild. Yeah, oh, I mean, that's cool. Similarly, that was the latch mode. There's also a kind of interesting auto mode where you get very bizarre synth ass tones. It's like a very bad Casio guitar thing. Whether that's useful, I have no idea. It's very surreal, though. The tracking's a little finicky. You could do the same Gliss. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Any questions? No? Okay.